Uh, every campground you look up on the internet just about is full. You know, people putting things on their campers that they shouldn't be, and problems with showers where the drain is. All those and more, folks, today on Everything RVs podcast. I'm Paul Chamberlain, your host here, the Air Force guy. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Looking to gain, or get up to, I should say, 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube. And by the way, any of you all listening on a streaming service such as Apple, if you'd like to go ahead and see this in video format, run on over to our YouTube channel, the Air Force Guy, and check it out there so you can actually see what I am talking about. So let's get on with what we're going to be talking about today. But before that, I just want to go ahead and talk about my sponsor. My sponsor is Airlock for the ultimate in air quality in your RV. And I can tell you, I've installed one on my AC. I have another one I'm going to be installing on my second AC here once the weather breaks. And I also have one that is at my office. And boy, I'll tell you, does it make a difference? It really does. Folks, I am not going to be one of those that will come on here and push a product if I do not feel that it works or it has some value. I will give you an honest review of the product, but I can tell you this, that in the short time that I've used the products that I have from Airlock, they are doing the job. So check them out. I'll have the link down below, as well as the use the Air Force Guy for the discount code. So let's get started here. I have people tell me all the time that they've called a campground and they were booked. And yet then they drive in and you see all kinds of spots available. I can tell you, things are getting tight out there for whatever reason. These websites for these campgrounds, I don't know what it is. It could be a state, these state-run campgrounds. It could be privately owned campgrounds. For whatever reason, they do not tell the real picture. Be sure that you call the campground directly. And there's two reasons why you want to do that. One, you're going to be able to get in real time what the availability is for that campground. And two, you're going to get access to the most current discounts if they have any. And, that is one thing I tell my customers, and sometimes I fail to tell them soon enough. But I tell you, if you are looking to go camping this season, you better not be putting it off, especially here on the East Coast. You better not be putting that off much longer. You better go ahead and book your campsites now, because if you don't, you're going to have a problem. Now, if you're camping, I would say if you're camping like Sunday through Thursday, chances are pretty good you're going to be able to find campsites, even last minute. However, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or these holiday weekends, forget about it. They're probably already booked in some of these places because there are so many people that are camping. And there's only so many camp spots to go around. I think you're going to see pricing at campgrounds start to have a little bit of relief and start coming down here. The pressure's on, and the campgrounds out there have got to know that there's a problem when less and less people were booking them. I know that there were a lot of open camp spots last year, even through holiday weekends in some of these campgrounds. So I think they kind of got the message. But still, with that being the case, don't wait till the last minute. Get out there and book it. Now, I'm going to go ahead. I want to share something with you because this is something I see that happens all the time. Well, not all the time, but I do see things happen. And I want to go ahead and share this with you. Now, this is what we call an adjustable support, leg support. Do not, whatever you do not use these underneath your slide outs. I see way too many people whenever I walk around a campground that are using these things. And I say way too many, one's too many, really. But let me explain why. Because I think that, unfortunately, people, for whatever reason, that are selling these things give you one aspect of it, but they don't tell you the downside. And here's the downside. Let's say that you go ahead and get your camper set up and you just have stabilizers. You put your stabilizers down. Now you put those underneath your slide out, snug them up to it, or just put it so it's touching. But now your stabilizers on that side of the camper give way. They sink into the ground, whatever the case may be. What just happened to your slide out? You're gonna have problems. It's gonna kink your slide out. But yet you'll get people tell you, oh yeah, you need the support. You don't. These campers are built in such a way to sustain the weight of whatever is in that slide out while it's out. Now, for some of you all, I would highly recommend that from a leveling standpoint, you may want to level your campground, or level your camper after you put your slide out. So for those of you who have travel trailers, you may want to, you get it in the spot you want it. You may want to go ahead and get it where you want and see where you need it leveled, and then level it at that point. Because sometimes on these campers, and I've seen it happen, people go ahead and they level their camper before they put the slide out, and then they put it out and their stabilizers down, their levelers are down, whatever, and now it's leaning to that side because of all that weight that shifted. So that could be a problem. Now, keep one thing in mind. If, in fact, you do it that way, if you put your slide out with your stabilizers or your jacks up, so you haven't leveled your camper, be sure that your jacks or your stabilizers are up when you pull your slide out back in. These campers are made square and level, so it's not going to hurt it. Trust me, your camper does not need to be level to put your slide out. I know there's people that tell you it does. I'm just giving you my professional opinion. And by the way, take it for what it's worth. I give you the information. You do what you want with it. It's totally up to you. This is what I've done. And I've been in the business since 2001. Our lots on our campground were not level. We put slides in all the time and put them out. Stabilizers, levelers not down, no issues whatsoever. So that's just a fact. So keep that in mind. But I think you'll find that by doing so, you're not going to be having that issue with your camper not being level or so forth. So that's what those, do not put those onto your slide outs, folks. I know that there were pop-ups back in the day that had those built in. Pop-ups were a whole different story, folks. But do not do that in your travel trailer, your fifth wheel, your motorhome. Just don't do it. It's not worth the hassle in the event that you have some issue. Okay. So hopefully that helps somebody. Let me know let me know down in the comments if in fact that you did use those stabilizers and if you had an issue. Luckily, I've caught some people before they had issues, but I can tell you the times that I did not catch them, the stories are not very good, and it can be a costly repair. So that's that. Now, another thing with talking about RV showers, because I don't think that most people are given the information that they need when they're buying the camper, especially if they're buying it from a third party. The way camper showers are made, the majority of them is you can't step on the drain. Do not step on the drain, because what's happening is the P-trap, typically there's a cutout in the floor and there's no support there. Now I'm going to offer a solution to you, but I just want to go ahead and tell you, do not step there. I went ahead and corrected the issue with my camper once I had a shower leak and I took the shower apart. I used 2x4s, and it's about 4 1/8 of an inch that it was for me to put those under the shower. But now there is a way that you can do that. They have that little door that you can take off on the bottom of your shower tub. You can actually fit. Let me show you the other thing that you can do. Let me pull this up here and show you, because there is this item that you can get, and these run about 4 inches to about 7 inches. So again, it may not work for everybody. In my case, this would work. There are other ones out there that are not as have as big a base and so forth that you might be able to utilize that start at a little over 3 inches. So always measure that before. But then this way here, you could possibly put this in there and get this put in place and support the floor. I put mine on my camper, and now I can actually step on the drain because I've got 2x4s on either side. Now, because I did it when the shower was apart, I screwed them to the flooring. Those will just going to go in there and you snug them up, and that'll solve the problem for you. But and you might have to get the one that's 3 inches because you might not have enough room to navigate getting it through that little hole and with the space. I mean, you hopefully should have room because there's a cutout around the P-trap. So I'm hoping you're going to be able to get it in through that hole. And so hopefully that helps you out with that. The other thing with these showers, these retractable doors. Now they've gotten better. They just come out with ones that have, they're soft close. It's not going to spring back and slam. I had the one that slammed and I never use it. We just put a good spring bar in there and hung a shower curtain. Now with that in mind, where that shower door meets the shower pan or the where it's secured to, you've got to make sure that you keep that sealed. Otherwise, water will get out and you're going to have issues. However, do not ever seal where your shower wall comes down and it's over top of the pan there on the lip. And there's about a gap, maybe about yay big there. Do not put any caulking in there. Those walls are put down over top of the shower pan. The shower pan lips up about yay big. Here's maybe a little bit easier for you to see that. And then the wall comes down over top of it. No need to caulk that. You will notice if you touch the wall, it moves a little bit. These walls are put in using plastic rivets, and they'll put it along the bottom right where the shower pan is typically. Might put one in the center from across from where your shower head is, and then they put them across the top. The other thing they have is double-sided tape holding them in the back. So if you see the wall moving there, the panel moving, it's not a big deal. Watch my video. I'll have it down below on how I corrected a shower leak, and you'll see how this wall is put in, and it's really not that big of a deal. And I put extra double-sided tape on the wall when I put it in there, but it's still, when it gets hot outside and it's, it's on the wall, it'll come apart and, it'll separate from the tape, the double-sided tape. If I push against it, it'll reseal against it, but then after a while it pops off. So don't worry about that. Now, the reason why I tell you don't seal along the bottom of that wall is this reason. As you tow your camper down the road, there's going to be vibration. That sealant is going to come apart. And then what you're going to have is you're going to have water getting back behind it. And then you know what it's going to look like after a while. It's very simple to clean that little area that's between where the wall is over top of the shower pan. It's real simple. Brush, a little bit of cleaner, whether you use bleach or whatever you use. Just brush it and it cleans up really nice. So I just want to come on here and kind of give you all some tips. Hopefully this has helped a little bit. Let me know in the comments. And also, if there's some type of a tip or system that you would like me to cover, let me know down in the comments, and I'll see what I can do. But I do appreciate everybody watching, everybody lending me their ears and listening to this on the streaming services podcast. But I'll be back at you again later in the week with more information on camping. So again, my job is very simple: to bring you all the information that you need so that you can go out and make memories that will last a lifetime. And I enjoy doing it, and I'll be back at you again soon. Take care.